and nights in my heart. I'm strong, yet torn apart. I feel danger, lying with strangers who don't know me at all. It's late, so I'm stolen, calling you now, now, now. I'm crawling, falling down.
All right. If I can kindly ask folks to please start making their way to grab a seat. We are just about to get started. Would love for folks to make their way to grab their seats at this time so we can officially start our annual general meeting. Awesome. Thanks so much, folks. It's okay. Take a moment to get settled. It is exciting when we see all of our friends and colleagues in this space. Reed Wick, I need you to come to the stage. Thank you, sir. I know I have a microphone, so I can call you out from the stage. All right, y'all. Hello and welcome. My name is Ashley Shabank-Gray. I'm the board president for Folk Alliance International. Thank you. I use she, they pronouns, and I would like to welcome everyone joining us today to Folk Alliance International's 2026 Annual General Meeting. We are really excited to have our AGM back in person, and we also have folks joining us remotely. And just so we are clear, this is our first in-person since the pandemic. So this is a really exciting time. By means of a visual description, I have pink hair. I'm wearing a very loud lime green sweater, and I am on the background of our set that looks like Preservation Hall with a older window vibe. Verifying that we have a quorum, which is a majority of the whole 21 members of the board of directors, I officially call this meeting to order. The Folk Alliance International Conference takes place this year in New Orleans, Louisiana, United States of America. The staff and board of Folk Alliance International acknowledge New Orleans is settled on the ancestral indigenous lands of the Attakapas Ishak, Caddo, Chimichata, Choctaw, Homa, Natchez, and Tunica peoples, and the Petites Nation. We also recognize Alabama, Biloxi, and Cotatsi, and the Ofo peoples, and others who were pushed into Louisiana from their ancestral lands. We also recognize that the United States was built by enslaved people, by black people stolen from their homelands through the transatlantic slave trade. Much of the music that we celebrate within our organization was originated by Black Americans and is deeply rooted here and celebrated in New Orleans. We have a really tight agenda today, so we will try to get through our agenda as quickly as possible to ensure that we have appropriate time for questions. We have members participating today in today's Zoom meeting who are able to comment in the chat and will be able to vote using a polling system. We also have non-voting members and stakeholders viewing today's AGM on YouTube, and we invite all of our attendees to find out more about the traditional stewards of the land in which they join us from today. You can find that information by going to native-land.ca, and that will be shared in the chat box now. All right, our first order of business is to approve our agenda, which you can see on the screens in which I cannot see, so I really hope it's up on the screen. Since our meeting is in a hybrid meeting format, in order to vote for each motion, all members joining us by Zoom will see a pop-up poll on your screen where you'll be asked to select one of three options. Members in the room will be able to respond verbally. Honestly, for me, that's going to be a sensory overload, so I'm just going to kindly ask, raise your hand if that's okay with folks. And we also remind small, medium, and large group membership holders that only the designated official representative should cast the organization's vote. And please remember that only members of FAI can vote. Do I have a motion for approval of the agenda of the Folk Alliance International Agenda? Rosalind Dennett has made that motion, and do I have a second? Abby Altman seconds. All right, is there any discussion or additional business to note? Great. Seeing as there is none, I will move to a vote. Members online, you will see a poll. Those in person, please verbally respond. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Great. Any opposed? And any abstentions? Okay, great. It passes. Oh, sorry, Scott, I forgot to get the Zoom. Scott, can you let me know what it looks like on Zoom?
Yes, it is approved.
Okay, great. The motion officially approves. Thank you so much. Next is the approval of the minutes of the 2025 AGM, which was held on March 6, 2025. These minutes were posted on our website and linked in the agenda, which was distributed to all of our members. The minutes also included a list of all of those present at last year's meeting. We hope that everyone has had an opportunity to review them. And this slide should be up. Again, I can't see it, so if you just give me a little nod, that's like really awesome. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the 2025 AGM as circulated? Thank you so much. Caroline Randall Williams has motioned to approve the minutes. Do we have a second? Awesome. Reedwick moves to second. Are there any questions or corrections to the minutes? All right, great. Seeing as there are none and sensing no notes or questions, we will move to a vote. Members online, you will now see a poll. For those in person, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Wonderful. Any opposed? Okay, and any abstentions? Okay, great. All right, and Scott, what is it looking like on Zoom?
The motion to approve the agenda is approved.
In the minutes? Sorry.
And the minutes.
Okay, great. Awesome. So formally, the motion is approved. Thanks so much for approving. I'd now like to move on to the President's report. Again, we are excited to have our AGM back in person and also have folks join us remotely. This is an opportunity for us where we get to connect with all of you. And so I'd love to take an opportunity to introduce you to our wonderful board of directors, both incoming and retiring directors who dedicate their time and energy in serving Folk Alliance International. Since most of us are on stage here together, I'm actually going to pass a microphone today so everyone can introduce themselves, providing their name and their professional position.
Hi, I'm Abby Altman, she, her pronouns, and I am the club manager at Passim in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Hi, I'm Rosalind Dennett, she, her pronouns, and I'm executive director of Folk Canada.
Oh, you have a fan club. Hi, I'm Laia. I'm the director of National Organization for Folk Music in Denmark, Roots Music Denmark, and the chairperson of Nordic Folk Alliance.
I'm Mariah Zapp. I use she, her pronouns, and I am head of project management and label marketing for Acceleration Music Group, and I'm from Durham, North Carolina.
Clayton Shelvin, I'm executive director at The Freight, formerly Freight and Salvage in Berkeley, California.
Hey, I'm Mary Bragg, she, her. I'm a touring performing songwriter and producer based in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Caroline Randall Williams. I am a writer, a professor at Vanderbilt of blues aesthetics, and also the secretary of Midsummer Music, which is a publishing company I co-own with my mother.
Hi, Elizabeth K. Wine, founder and executive director of Music Export Memphis in Memphis, Tennessee.
Hello, friends. My name is Ayapa Bedanda. I am the CEO and founder of the music marketing and artist development company Shiva Sounds.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ray Zaragoza, she, her, and I'm an artist and songwriter.
Artminius, I'm owner-operator of Artminius Radio, a promotion company.
Good morning. I'm Dee Fretwell. I am the Director of Professional Development, Strategic Programs, and Global Initiatives of the Southern Oregon University in Ashland, Oregon.
I'm Charlie Mossbrook. I am the Program and Education Director for Roots of American Music in Cleveland, Ohio.
I am Robert Midas. I am a music attorney at Midas Strom and a professor of law at Indiana University in Bloomington.
Hi, everyone. I'm Reed Wick. I am the Director of Regional Advocacy and Member Engagement at the Recording Academy, and I'm based here in New Orleans.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming to our AGM. My name is Hillary Saunders. I'm the managing editor at No Depression, covering all sorts of roots music. And I am a new PhD student at the University of Glasgow in Scotland, studying music and cultural policy.
Right, and just as a formality of what I do outside of being board chair, again, my name is Ashley Shabankre. I am the Director of Operations and Programs at Trombone Shorty Foundation, a professor and also a artist, and I live here in New Orleans, Louisiana. So I want to just thank all of our wonderful board of directors for serving on the. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge our retiring directors and thank them for their service. They should be seen on the screen here. First, I would like to start with Rosalind Dennett. Rosalind, who has been serving on the board from 2020 to 2026, bringing steady leadership and deep institutional knowledge to her work. During her tenure, she served as 2 years on the executive committee, first as a member at large and 3 years as board secretary. Rosalind has contributed across several committees, including our regions, global relations and governance, and has chaired the membership, has been a chair of committees, helping to strengthen long-term engagement with the larger FAI community. Thank you so much to Rosalind Dennett. Therese Lagama served on the board from 2024 to 2026, contributing her insight and perspective to both the programming committee and the nominating committee. During her term, she supported key conversations around artistic programming and leadership development, helping guide FAI through an important period of transition and planning. Let's give it up for Therese. Caroline Randall Williams served on our board from 2021 to 2026, and she brought a powerful voice and thoughtful leadership to Folk Alliance International. She served on the Advocacy Committee and the Awards Committee, where her work has really elevated critical conversations around equity, recognition, and the role of folk music in cultural and civic life. Thank you so much to Caroline. And Reed Wick has served on our board of directors from 2018 to 2026, offering long-term leadership during a period of significant organizational change. He served for 4 years on our executive committee as vice president. He also chaired our regions committee for several years, guiding the affiliates through a major transition. Reed has also contributed to the programming, membership and alumni, and awards committee, leaving a lasting impact on both governance and community engagement. Thank you so much, Reed. A huge thank you to all of our retiring directors this year. And while we are sad to lose the collective knowledge and friendship of this year's outgoing directors, re-elected to our board are our incumbent directors, Elizabeth Kawine, Mariah Zapp, Dee Fretwell-Carrion, and Art Medius. Give a nice big round of applause. We're also thrilled to welcome an incredible lineup of new faces to the board. These directors include Lauren Branson, Tony Tarleton, who is joining us from Canada, Benjamin Wright, and Ray Zaragoza. So let's give them a nice big round of applause. And every board has an executive committee that acts on behalf of the board between our board meetings and per our bylaws serve 2-year XCOM terms. Last year was our normal 2-year election, but our board this week voted to replace Rosalind as secretary since her board term has just ended, and so the board voted in Mariah Zapp. In addition to myself, the executive committee for the upcoming year is Charlie Marsbrook as our vice president. Yes, you can totally applaud. Mariah Zapp as secretary. Dee Fretwell is our treasurer. And Lyon Canals as our member at large. Truly, my profound and heartfelt thanks to all of the remarkable and aforementioned individuals for their time and dedication. I truly cannot express how much of a pleasure it is to work alongside each and every single one of you. I also just want to acknowledge there are a few folks missing from this seating configuration because of the upcoming snowstorm to Nashville. So I just want to acknowledge that we're missing a few folks, but are missing them very dearly in this space. And I do want to let folks know that our board members are also staffing a booth in our exhibit hall. Stop by and say hi. We're at booth number 805, so come talk to us. I promise we're very friendly. We don't bite, so come on by. And now, without much further ado, I would like to invite our executive director, Jennifer Rowe, for the executive director report.
Thank you for joining us. I first want to give you a quick update on conference numbers. As of last night, we had 2,800 individuals registered for our conference, with 2,375 folks on site. It's a pretty big number for Friday morning. Thanks. As we reflect on the past year, I want to take a moment to highlight some of the ongoing activities and major accomplishments of Folk Alliance International. Throughout the year, we continue to offer a wide variety of webinars and professional development opportunities for our community. These programs support artists, presenters, and music professionals year-round, creating access to learning beyond the conference itself. Another important area of activity is Ethno-USA. This year, it included not only the core Ethno-USA program, but also Ethno on the Road during the summer. You can learn more about the webinars, Ethno-USA, and other member benefits by scanning the QR codes on the screens, or for those joining us remotely, the links will be in the chat. One of the most significant accomplishments this year was signing of the new regional agreement in June 2025. It's a big deal, folks. This agreement strengthens our shared infrastructure and collaboration across the organizations. It includes a clear membership revenue shared model, an established committee structure, and an expanded annual regional leaders retreat, allowing for deeper coordination and long-term planning. Our regions are truly a vital part of the Folk Alliance community. Across the 5 regions, I believe there's a slide up there, there are 1,500 attendees at their conferences representing 46 states and 7 countries. In addition to their conferences, several of our regions produce meaningful programming year-round, serving artists and presenters at the local and regional level. I want to thank and I want to extend a sincere thank you to all of our regional leaders for their dedication, care, and countless volunteer hours that make this work possible. Thank you. Thank you. Another major update is our early work towards establishing an artist and presenter endowment. The goal of this fund is to reduce financial barriers to conference participation, supporting artists in attending the conference, and helping bring presenters with the expectation that they will book artists that they discover. A generous donor helped us launch this effort with the initial $50,000, and another donation has committed to matching up to $20,000 per individual donations through the end of the summer. So, if you want to donate up to $20,000 or more, we have a donor that's willing to match that first $20,000 of your donation. Please talk to me. I would love to have that conversation. As part of this effort, during this conference, we launched an official Showcase Artist Scholarship Program. Through this pilot, 28 bands received direct cash support to help cover travel and complimentary registration, made possible by $50,000 specifically for the pilot program. We're actively capturing video content and artist testimonials during the conference to help us tell the story and build momentum for the endowment. We believe deeply that attending this conference matters and that finances should not be a barrier to participation. Looking ahead to the 2027 conference, which is in Chicago, we are planning for another, yes, all right, Dave, I got you. We are planning for another $50,000 in artist scholarships, and we are also launching a presenter pilot program with the goal of supporting approximately 15 presenters to attend the Chicago conference. This is an ambitious vision, and we are optimistic about what this can mean for artists, presenters, and the broader ecosystem. I also want to point out for years we have provided first-timer scholarships that have covered all our portions of the registration fee, and we will continue to do that first-timer program. Finally, yes, thank you, Carol. Finally, I want to close by thanking our staff who work tirelessly year-round to support our programs, our members, our regions, and this community. Their commitment, care, and professionalism make everything I've just shared possible. Thank you for all being part of the Folk Alliance International and for continuing to build this community together. With that, I will pass it over to Dee Fretwell for the Treasurer's Report.
Do you see a slide up there? Awesome, thank you. Good morning. My name is Dee Fretwell Carrion. I am your treasurer, and I'm here to report the report. The board approved a fiscal year 25 budget that projected a loss of $5,000. The fiscal year closed with a loss of $53,400. After the audit was completed, an additional $27,540 in income related to a Canadian tax reimbursement was received. Because these funds arrived after the audit, they were recorded in the current fiscal year rather than in fiscal year 25. The larger than anticipated fiscal year 25 loss was primarily driven by the loss of a $50,000 NEA grant. as well as an additional costs and reduced revenue associated with a required conference hotel change. Despite this outcome, Folk Alliance International remains in a strong financial position. At the close of the fiscal year, the organization held total financial assets of $1,156,838. That's right. Let's hear it. Thank you. The fiscal year 26 budget reflects a projected loss as well, based on the realities of the current political environment and the financial uncertainty it has created. The board and staff will continue to closely monitor financial performance and adjust as needed to ensure long-term sustainability. Our fiscal year 25 audit and other past audits are available to review on the website. Now I'd like to pass it on to Ayapa and Elizabeth.
Hi. Assuming we've got our advocacy slides up. My name is Elizabeth Kawine. I'm the co-chair of our advocacy committee. Just to have some information for you from our work. So what you should be seeing right now is about Fix the Ticks. Fix the Ticks is a coalition organized by NEVA, which is the National Independent Venue Association, focused on legislation at the state level to combat predatory ticketing practices that hurt venues, fans, and artists. The slides have information about the case for support for Fix the Ticks, and there will be a QR code that you will see as well that will let you scan for more information, especially around how you can get involved to move bills forward in your own state. This is starting in each state, and there are some that are a little bit closer to bringing those bills forward than others, and you can learn more about kind of where things stand with your state legislature at that QR code. And our goal as a committee is to continue to keep you informed about legislative items that are kind of coming down the pike that are of concern, impact our community, and particularly when there are opportunities for you to take action or mobilize to get involved to help our voices be heard at the highest level. So I hope you will scan to learn more about Fix the Ticks, and if you're interested in this topic, stay on the lookout. I think there's going to be some virtual programming coming up this spring as well from Folk Alliance to help you learn more. Yeah, I mentioned the QR code.
Great, thank you, Elizabeth. My name is Ayapa, your co-chair as well, alongside Elizabeth. And that's a great example of one of the specific legislative items that we're working on your behalf and on behalf of membership. Over the course of the year, we're also doing things like the best practices for touring musicians, a virtual Zoom, and other types of programming as well. So please stay close, and we're very, very open to suggestions, and we're here to advocate and lobby on your behalf, so please let us know what is of interest to you. One of the things that we've heard loud and clear is about returning the Best Traditional Folk category to the Grammys. And so we wanted to have a few moments there. Thank you for that. A few moments first to see a quick poll. This will be audience participation here, both in person and for those of you watching online. Please raise your hand if you are a current member of the Recording Academy of the Grammys. Let's see. Okay, and Scott, how many online are currently members?
0.
All right. And now the second part of the question, if the Best Traditional Folk category was to return to the Grammys, how many of you would be interested in becoming members of the Recording Academy or of the Grammys? Okay, thank you very much. So this is an ongoing, active proposal that a group of us are having. So this is the kind of numbers, and again, we want to ensure we're advocating on your behalf. So these numbers are very helpful, and we'll use this to help tell our story, and hopefully we'll have this return very soon. So thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you to everyone, all the hard work that is happening on advocacy behalf. We'd love to invite Ashley to return to the stage.
Thank y'all so much for that report. The next part of our agenda is to update on our strategic planning. During our board meeting on Wednesday, we spent a significant portion of that meeting dedicated to strategic planning and looking ahead at the future of Folk Alliance International.
As a part of that work, the board reviewed early results from the membership survey that many of you received on Monday, January 12th. That survey is a critical piece of our process as we work towards an updated strategic plan. As a membership organization, your voices are not just valued, but they are essential, and your feedback helps ensure that our priorities, programs, and advocacy reflect the realities and needs of the communities in which we serve. If you have not yet had a chance to complete the survey, that's okay. It is, in fact, still open, so we encourage you to please use the QR code on the screen or the link that's going to be dropped into the chat. And we highly encourage you to grab those cameras out now, grab those cell phones or those little pocket computers, and scan that QR code on the screen, share your perspective. Your participation really helps shape where we go next, and so we're really grateful for your continued engagement and care within this organization. And if you know folks that are members here, just like nudge them. Say, hey, did you give some feedback to FAI? Again, we want to hear from you, and we want to understand what is going to be most beneficial to you as we continue to move forward and grow together. Thank you. So our next section of our AGM is our additional business section. Since no new additional business was declared for our agenda, I'm going to open up our floor for general comments and questions, which we encourage you to share via the chat if you are on Zoom, or come to the microphone. And we do ask that you keep your questions to less than a minute. Remember, we do have a booth 805, and if you want to have a longer conversation, we can do so there. So I'm going to pause, and we have microphones that are available for comments, correct, Cindy and Kylie? Yes? Okay, so we have two microphones up front. We have both Cindy and Kylie, which are going to help support and shepherd you to the microphone. And Scott will be assisting with the Zoom chat and chiming in, so I'll be kind of alternating between all three areas.
We're also happy to bring it to you.
We can also bring it to you. So if you want to raise your hand if you have a question, we can also make sure the microphone comes to you if you do not want to stand and do not feel comfortable with that. Because personally, I would be nervous about that, like I am now. Thank you. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, first of all, thank you all for the amazing work that you've done, not just in preparing this meeting, but making Folk Alliance happen. And I'm kind of encouraged by how many people are in this room, but I'm kind of discouraged by it. So my comment is, I would like to propose that two things happen. One, that this be a time frame where there are no other programs, and that number two, there is a concerted effort to help people understand that Folk Alliance is more than this conference, and it's more than their little showcase rooms or their big showcase rooms, and that if they don't participate, it's not a community. And we need to really get that message out. We need, the other thing I'm looking in this room is that there's an average age, and it's over 50. And folk music is going to go on for a very long time. So that's my comment, and you know what to do with it.
Thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate that. And I really want to uplift all the notes. Again, Rosalind is taking minutes, so we do have records of all of this in our minutes so that we can make sure that we address this for future planning and ensure that folks are very connected to this larger community beyond the conference programming. Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments or thoughts or feelings? Wow, y'all are like what? No thoughts today? Okay, that's cool. What about on Zoom?
You guys are doing a great job.
No questions on the Zoom either.
No questions on Zoom. This is a shocking moment for me right now. Normally wow, okay, y'all. Well, again, we are available to chat at booth 805, or if you see my hot pink hair in the hallway, you can just stop me. That's cool, too. So thank you so much. Before we conclude today's AGM, I just want to say and take a moment to acknowledge how much this community energizes me, and to be surrounded by such passionate and caring individuals in this community who care about folk music and the people who are a part of it. That is why the folks on this stage are here to serve you. We are really all here to ensure and bring about this space of community. And so thank you so much for being here, for tuning in on Zoom, And more importantly, thank you so much for being part of this ever-growing community. We appreciate you. With all that said, do I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, Rosalind's adjourning and Reed's seconding. Oh, all right, y'all. Thank you so much, and we will see many of you very soon for Folk Plus, our virtual edition on April 29th and 30th. Thank you again, and we will see you around the conference.